scheduled for this time block for Group B, or sorry, for Stream B. So because of that, you're here with us now. I apologize if you were looking for some potential other exciting matchups. After the conclusion of this game, we have the Cyclops versus BDS matchup. And then on the other stream, for those of you that are curious, we've got Furia versus FaZe. Anywho, right now for DZ, they had a bit of a slow start against Cloud9, but it's working out well for them at this current point in time, as they've taken both Uno and Virtue off of the board. Mint finds one, and well, if you're DarkZero, you need big performances from NJR, from Eclipse, and from Mint. Hyper and Skies have been so consistent this entire tournament.
G2 entry into office after the flashes ring, and they're going to go ahead and try to challenge NJR playing inside of Master. He's doing his best to hold the rotation, and he gets one and a second. One magazine for the SMG-11, and NJR says no problem.
Highest amount of kills in this event, and is actually the highest kill getter not on a team named Empire. We were looking at the stats earlier on, and that's a puzzling one. Mint obviously having no audio there and does not hear that wine cellar wall get opened up. Uno falls too, so at least for DarkZero, they're hitting the scoreboard quite well. A beautiful shot from Kayak. He's proving his worth. He's been a bit of an underperformer for G2 throughout this event. He's also their newest member. Big shoes to fill, replacing those of Pengu's. If G2 prevails, they're going to need Kayak to do all this remaining work. Because he's got one pick, he's got case in hand, but he'll do what is quite challenging. He's going to have to guard his own diffuser while finding the three remaining members of DarkZero. He'll toil away, potentially isolating them. He shoots and he gives his position inside of the site to DarkZero. That's very critical. They now know where he is, and they can line themselves up appropriately. Two sights trained on the doorway from Connector into Wine as Kayak moves towards Blue. Pre-fires, but there's nobody there. He absolutely lights up that deployable shield. For DarkZero, this one should be but a formality.
What?
Unfortunately, Sky's the hot hand on DarkZero, just decides to peek it anyway, giving Kayak ample time to reposition. 20 seconds left means that he's going to have to hurry, though. And instead, he'll go through Blue, which is where the Mozzie is located. Kayak shoots away, but he can't take either of them down. DZ just had too many men upright, and they'll take yet another round.
It was a weird push from Skies, but DZ does not manage to throw that round, so well played to them.
Somebody is wrong here, and by the way, it's entirely possible that we are wrong. Anywho.
Yeah.
We hit the halfway mark of this round, and so far DarkZero on a non-defender-sided map. And we say non-defender-sided because saying attacker-sided is just an odd thing for us to vocalize.
So on Siege, yes.
But, I mean, here we are. Lead-off kill for G2. DZ on defense. They've won both the rounds so far. They're in a weaker spot than they have been on previous rounds, but there's another to go with them. Uno collapses on Sky's long-range kill. NJR repositions because the frag grenade goes off on the stairs, and now G2 with an even greater advantage with Citizen's pick onto Eclipse.
Now it's just NJR and Mint trying to hold down the site here. Bar at the 6 Invitational has been the worst site, which is very different from North America, where this is usually the best site. And it's looking like it's going to be the very first round for G2 as NJR goes down. One for Mint, so no flawless. He might get a second, but he needs to use the shotgun. Not going to happen, as Citizen will get him through the rotate. And there you go. G2 will take the round. Their first one. Been a great start for DZ. Last gas canister already used from Mint. He'll need to fall back soon. He might actually try to stay there, though. Very dangerous if he chooses to. He's probably going to die. Nade comes in, but it misses from Uno, hitting in the northeast corner of the bathroom, which is where he thought Mint might be. Shotgun out, and oh, 2 blasts, but no cigar, and Uno misses every shot. I have no idea how that would happen, but it did. And an exchange happens elsewhere, leaving 1 dead on both sides.
Well, that's an impressive stuff, and all of our focus so far has been on Mint now, who gets flashed out, and he's totally blind. Kayak almost whiffed on that one. Poor target prioritization on his part. He still gets it anyway. He gets swung up upon by NJR, as it looks like communication for DZ is not at the point that it needs to be in this round. G2 with the upper hand and the for them, given the way that Chalet tends to go in favor of these attackers. 3 rounds on defense, well, you're exceeding what you want. And there it is. Hyper, Roni in hand. Down goes Citizen. From above, he knows he's got another trying to light it up, but he's going to run out of ammunition very quickly. He'll have to reload. Gets dropped on from Solarium. Nice kill on the Kayak. 3 kills are on his own, and he's sitting on that diffuser as well. All lays in the hands of Uno. With just 1 HP, the moment he drops, he knows that he's as good as dead, so he'll fire away at the wall, and he'll save the KD. DarkZero takes 3 rounds on defense already.
Non-existent roamers. You still have one person offside, I believe, for DZ, but they're nowhere near where the clear is happening on G2's side. This is weird. I guess they're trying to be cautious. They have actually spotted that roamer. It's Eclipse, and they will shut him down. Wow, just like that. Eclipse takes no one with him. Doesn't even waste very much time. And now, absolutely monumental man advantage for G2 heading into the last 45 on the executing the site.
Kayak droning in his teammates, then being droned in himself is proving to do wonders. Sky's reunited with this Ella pick. I remember the fond days of Ella being in her monstrous form. Mint with an SMG tries to do double duty, can't do it. Kayak sprays him down, and Citizen finishes off screen. G2 pick up a much-needed round. There's only one remaining, and within their grasp is a potential 3-3 split for G2.
Lost those nades like you talked about, so the soft destruction is lesser than it should be, but the plant might be happening.
It's just in the cubby, right on top of the breach, and Kayak will get it down and immediately peel off. 9 players still alive in the server, but that number's going to go down very quickly, and it begins to drop. Skies with 1, then traded off by Virtue. DarkZero will still have a numbers advantage, but the number advantage that's even more important is the clock, and that one is G2's. NJR now finished. As from above, on Repel, Citizen is just too much for him to handle. Mint will watch as his teammates drop around him, but he's still got 2 more at his side. He's picked off from the back, but DZ's guns find everybody but Virtue. He's posted up inside a library, watching the main stairs. There's a ping there from the Goyo of Eclipse, and he gets read perfectly by Virtue. Those pings will give information. More going now as Virtue picks around the corner, but he's gonna have to hurry. Mint, he doesn't get it. Beautiful play from Virtue, and it's a 3-3 first half. Had that crossfire set up wonderfully. If they can get control of the library, then DZ have as much as they need on this site. They'll be able to sweep in on the top floor. The only roamer that's holding that position upstairs is Citizen. He makes some noise by opening up that office panel, and he's being watched. The thing is that the longer that Citizen is preoccupied, that's going to put even more pressure on the shoulders of Kayak and Uno, and down goes Citizen now, as Hyper finds kill number 2 for him on this round. DZ's assault is well spread out. And with G2 only having 2 bodies up to fend against a flawless DarkZero, and not just flawless in terms of all 5 being there, but not a single point of damage being done to them either. Unless things go horribly wrong, this should be an easy execute for DZ.
Well, Uno and Kayak trying to stop that. Nice one for Uno in the main lobby. He has information as well on other players in main lobby, but they're going to push into Bar and take out his only teammate. Uno now has to fight back against the wall. He'll need an ace to win this one. Sees the Yana, can't land the shots. Now he's down to about 55 HP. There it is, Hyper with the headshot from downtown in the main lobby. That was a far one. And DZ will pick up their first attacking round. I have to say, that round was much better than a lot of DZ's defense here for G2. Looks like they want to go for a rush strat in through the balcony.
And they're waiting, and there he goes, off to the races. Mint is the first one in, and he's managed to clear out all of Office. He doesn't have the case, though. Skies does. If he had it, he could possibly get the plant down. Nitro Cell fells Skies, but Eclipse picks up 2 very quickly. 40 seconds into this round, and chaos is unfolding in front of our very eyes. Pace is also down. It'll need to be retrieved, surrendered, as this push from DZ does not work out in their favor. The numbers stacking up for G2, 3v2.
It's a weird use of the Evil Eye there from Uno. He loses the information that he had by opening up the shutters to try and zap NJR. Drone work there from Hyper, and NJR now knows there's one on the flank. It's Kayak. Hyper's going to try and address that by vaulting into Piano and covering his teammate's flank, but they're between a rock and a hard place here. Plenty of players still on site. It's Cantor Raketti in Bathroom to get NJR, and he'll get away with that without being punished. He'll even get a second. Cantor Raketti with the big plays, and G2 will take their first defensive round.
Earlier, the Maestro is off the board. Mint sees the Goyo of Kayak run across, and now will drop down to the bottom of Solarium into Trophy. Mint's still holding this angle, but he's going to be fighting shadows because there's nobody there. He doesn't seem to have full intel, but yet he gets Cantor Raketti. My goodness. Not sure where the Aruni decided to come from, but not exactly the position you want to find yourself in. So G2's spread will have to focus on the site. Virtue taking damage as the Goyo shield explodes in front of him. No diffuser planted yet. It's in the hands of Skies. 20 seconds to go. Watching towards the B-bomb chassis. Kayak has a nitro cell in hand and can stop the plant in its tracks, but he gets swatted away by Eclipse down below. Busting in, and now Virtue tries to retake. He's got some sights lined up, but it's not good enough. They trade away, and because of the advantage they had, DarkZero manages to walk away with that.
Might be a mute jammer, but I think it's been dealt with. So even if it was there, wall gets opened up by Skies. And now DZ are shaping up for their execute. They don't have a great advantage in terms of manpower, but their utility use has been pretty stellar when it comes to the actual site, and they could definitely make it execute happen here with this crossfire.
There is still denial on the board for G2, so, you know, not all hope is lost for DZ, but I mean, it's looking pretty tough with what G2 brings to the table, and they'll fall off as Eclipse gets gunned down. Hyper wasn't watching blue, standing pat, but everybody gets slaughtered in the site. G2 retakes all at the same time off of the play from blue, and DZ have no hope whatsoever of claiming that round. Some shield on shield action. I will say so far that the blitz play from Mint has not been anywhere near as successful as it has in the past and is likely falling short of expectations that DZ have of it. This must be a point of frustration for them. It's not exactly going to be as easy either, knowing that there's a clash on the board. Uno positioned in such a way that he knows that there's many bodies in Solarium. He's standing in the doorway to the B-bomb, but he can't really do too much with it. Skies on Repel punishes him for it. Next in line is Kayak. He's the Clash. He'll walk right up to the bathroom Solarium door and watch as a grenade goes by, trying to turn him around to see if the Blitz can do anything. Off screen, Eclipse takes down Citizen. So DZ continue to add up on kills here. They take this round, they go to match point. G2 takes this round, they go to match point. There's heavy stakes for this one in particular. The kills keep coming, though, this time with Eclipse on the window, taking down Kayak, posted up in a similar spot to where he was earlier. And Kanto Raketti knows that, well, Solarium is where you're going to have to just look ever so intently. Once a team takes Solarium and then begins to pressure the bomb site, you are in trouble. It doesn't matter how many of you are still upright. Kanto must know this. Engaging well, but he runs out of ammunition, and a good thing for him, it's just a Yana clone, but here comes the pain! Mint runs on in, blinds Kanto Raketti, and down he goes. So hey, maybe the shield does work just well. Virtue in a clutcher kick scenario.
There's that big pick, and that'll bring DZ right back in, obviously. Kanto Raketti has been a playmaker for G2. Now, the top floor clear, you could see there's a little bit of hesitation here for DZ. They're like, okay, is it clear? Can we go for library and use that for vertical? The answer is yes. It took them a while to get to that, though. You can see the clock starting to dwindle, and that's going to cause some problems. DZ still seems to think there are players roaming upstairs. There's nobody there by the back stairs. They need to get a little bit quicker on this attack.
And there they go. A second kill picked up for Hyper as G2 now finds themselves in a worse position than they were just a moment prior to that. They lose this round, that's it. This is their final match here of the playoffs, and of the group stages. They've already secured a spot in the playoffs. That's okay for them. For DZ, absolutely they need to find their footing, and they're going to have to hurry as we hit 10 seconds left in the round. Kayak chucking all those toxic canisters out, looking to stave off a push, but you can hear the Candelas go. They're blinded amidst the site. Mint needs somebody to cover him as the diffuser is going down, and they will try to swamp G2, but G2's guns are finding their marks, and they'll win it on time. They take it out with huge plays from Citizen to stop Mint's plant, and we're going to overtime between DZ and G2. Uh-oh, there's 20 seconds left. We need to get into the site. They didn't look like they had total confidence. There was 3 players from DarkZero in the middle of the site, all frantically looking in different directions, trying to determine the remaining players from G2 as to their locations. And what is this, by the way? 30 seconds and G2 are going to go for the throat. Kayak getting the diffuser down as there's 2 kills for G2, make it 3, but DZ fires back. Diffuser still amidst the smoke under the cover of darkness, it gets planted. Eclipse trying to retake, but he's punished from above. Citizen now has control above, and it's NJR to try and save the round for his team. DZ not only forfeiting match point, but now forfeiting the first round of overtime, and it's G2 who will move to match.
Citizen, who has been such an important player for G2, on a very dangerous roam. He's going to get droned out, but not caught out. He'll make it back nice and safe to the top of back stairs. Spotted, possibly. No, he had his ability up there. Kayak will get NJR as well, who's attempting to entry. And now DZ find themselves a man down. Not 2, though, as Hyper will win 1 down in the back bar storage. Kanto Raketti answers back. Mint, trying to follow up, will die as well, leaving just Eclipse and Skies. Now into 2 versus 4. Citizen is low, but still, DarkZero's backs against the wall.
Well, finally, DZ finds some firepower. They're going to need it, by the way. They still trail. Eclipse and Skies will work together for the remaining minute and a half of this round to try to punish G2. G2's set up for that defense. They established a bulkhead inside of games, and then they just wanted to hold that one down, and they all played off of it perfectly. Do keep in mind that the Vigil gadget of Citizen, cloaking device, it's immune to the Lion charge. So Mint can try as best as he can to try and stop him, but no matter what, Citizen is going to be able to evade that. It's what allowed the rest of G2 to reposition and catch the players from DarkZero off guard.
Now, I want to note something here. G2 are really, really clean about falling back most of the time. There was that round with Yeterketi upstairs, but usually when G2 finds they have the advantage on the defense, they'll fall back and anchor up on the site. DZ have been slow at realizing that that has happened, and they just spent about 20-30 seconds trying to be sure that it did. So that's a lot of time wasted for G2 for free, essentially, as DZ sets up for the execute through the breach.
And of course, they can't go for a Solarium take because their whole focus is over here towards Office, and that's where they're going to continue to look. There's that Evil Eye cam that we talked about before. It's still upright. It's going to give intel to G2, and Uno's going to be the one to try to play off of this. Behind the bomb chassis, relatively safe. Is this position known? That's the real question. G2 have fallen far enough back that they can lure DZ into the site and then beat them down as best as they can. And this is where the rubber is going to have to hit the road for DarkZero. Sky's absorbing a lot of damage, and well, that beating, he's going to need to keep walking away from it. He won't, though. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me, G2 says. They deny the potential of an upper bracket for DarkZero as G2 steal the match away.